Our trip got off to a really interesting start. We board our flight to Montreal, and when we land, they tell us that we can't get off at the gate that we're supposed to get off. We wait 30 minutes. The guy next to me gets into a screaming match with the lady in front of us when we're leaving the plane. We have to run, literally run to catch our connecting flight, but we get on and we get to New York, and I'm thinking, okay, we can relax now. When we get to baggage claim, we don't see our suitcases. Turns out they did not put our suitcases on the plane, so we have to go home with no luggage.
There's people that are dying.
On the bright side, we ended up getting pizza, so I count that as a win. When we got our luggage, we were finally able to leave the house, and we decided to head to Chinatown in Manhattan. Chinatown and Little Italy are next to each other, so across the street you could see all the buildings that were part of Little Italy. After walking around and checking out some of the stores and businesses, we decided to walk to NoHo because there was a Shake Shack there, and we have not had Shake Shack in so long because Canada does not have Shake Shack. We get to Shake Shack, order our food. The employees were super nice, just great service overall. Then we get seated and our food arrives. Of course, we had to get cheesy fries. They're like the best thing at Shake Shack. I also really like their milkshakes. Afterwards, we headed to TesoLife, which is a Japanese grocery store, to pick up some Asian skincare products. That was our last stop for the day before we headed back to the apartment. The next day we had to run an errand in Queens with our family, so this is just a little montage of the drive. After we were done, we went to a Thai restaurant for dinner. We got settled in and ordered our food. I got pad Thai and my sister got this delicious fish dish. The next day was Christmas Eve and we headed to the Rockefeller Center to see the Christmas tree. I was freezing. I think the wind chill might have been -20. On Christmas Day, we had a little get together with friends and family. When we got there, I was really excited to see some of my favorite Grenadian dishes there. Afterwards, we talked with each other for a bit, then we watched Home Alone. And as we were leaving, we saw this really festive house and we just had to stop and take pictures. When we got back, I opened a Christmas present my aunt sent for me. It's a crochet set. And I was so happy she remembered that I wanted to learn how to crochet. The next day, I start off the morning by practicing some guitar. We headed to the subway and this is what I was wearing. Then we took the train to Midtown Manhattan to go see SUMMIT One Vanderbilt, but it's one of those places where you should probably book your tickets in advance because there were no free slots. So we decided to walk around and explore and see what else was going on in the immediate area that we could do. And after walking for a bit, we came across the holiday market at Bryant Park. We walked around and visited different kiosks and there was some really cool stuff. There was also an ice skating rink. I don't know how to ice skate, but I would love to learn. After we were done, we took a pedicab because we've never been in one before, so we just wanted to do it for the experience. It's pretty expensive, so I wouldn't recommend doing this like more than once. It was so much fun. He was blasting All I Want for Christmas Is You in the background, but I can't play that because of copyright, so. But if you've ever wanted to know what it's like to ride a pedicab in New York City, here's some footage. Then we got off at Radio City Music Hall and guys, the crowds were insane. We wanted to see if there was anything going on that we could do, maybe like a tour or a show that we could watch. Most of the times didn't work out for us, so we just decided to once again walk around and sightsee. We went to a couple of stores before deciding to get some Italian food for dinner. The walk to the restaurant was so beautiful. Look at this light show that was going on. We made it to the restaurant. It's called PizzArte or PizzArte. I'm not too sure how it's pronounced. It's Neopolitan food. To start off, we shared a margarita pizza. My mom got grilled salmon and grilled vegetables. I got cacio e pepe and my sister got her favorite carbonara. The entrees were good, but I think the desserts were the real star. My sister got the tiramisu. This is it. Mom got torta caprese, which is a chocolate almond cake. I got a classic vanilla gelato. After dinner, we headed to Chelsea Market. I was the only one that had been to Chelsea Market in the group, so I thought I would just take them and let them see what it looks like. That was our last stop for the day, and I really appreciated the bonding experience with my mom and sister. The next day it was 14 degrees, so we decided to take advantage of the warm weather and go for a run in Prospect Park. Prospect Park is a beautiful park in Brooklyn. It's one of my favorite parks in New York City, and I enjoy the views I get from the train ride there. At this time, we had taken a small break from running, so we were really excited to get back in the swing of things, especially in a city like New York. Originally, we were aiming for 5 kilometers for this run, but we ended up doing something like 4.5 kilometers. Our time also wasn't the best, but we had fun just being outdoors. Afterwards, we did some shopping in Soho. After we were done shopping, we got in the car and drove around Little Italy for a bit. Then we went to see the Christmas lights in Diker Heights. A couple of days later, we changed locations from Bed-Stuy to Flatbush. Flatbush has a lot of Caribbean people, so of course we got some Caribbean food for dinner. The next day, we got ready to go to Summit One. I of course had a malt to start off the day. As you can see from this footage, when we got there, it was rainy and cloudy, and the people said that we could reschedule for another day. However, this was the day before we were supposed to leave, so we just decided to go and see it anyway. We got our wristbands and then watched this video. Then they gave us these plastic bags to cover our shoes. Also, look up the dress code before you go because you can't wear certain things. Then they scanned our wristbands and took pictures of our faces. Then we went through this hallway with cool lighting and sound effects. Entered an elevator which also had cool lighting and sound effects. We came off the elevator into this color changing hallway and finally entered the main attraction. I thought it looked so cool. Now it was cloudy, so this is typically not what it looks like, but the gray sky went pretty well with the silver balloons and we managed to get some pictures. Then we explored the other sections of the exhibit. Finally, we ended up on the terrace and it was really rainy and windy, and we made a quick stop to Grand Central Station to see the inside. The next day I went to several stationery stores in downtown Brooklyn and I actually got the book that I was looking for. After I got my supplies, I decided to walk around for a bit, just explore the neighborhood that I used to visit all the time. When I came back, we went to the rooftop for a bit. Then I went through all the stuff I bought at the stationery store. This is my journal. And we packed our suitcases to get ready for our flight the next day. That was my trip to New York. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out other videos on my channel.